Let my boyfriend tell a friend to find her own ride home from the beach. So my boyfriend Jake and I had been dating for 8 months. His friend Emma had been part of that group since high school. She was one of those girls who was super close with all the guys. And honestly, I didn't think much of it at first. She seemed nice enough, and Jake always said they were just friends. But over the past few weeks, I started noticing things. Little things that made me uncomfortable. Like how she'd always sit next to Jake when we hung out in groups. How she'd touch his arm when she laughed at his jokes. How she'd text him at weird hours about random stuff. The beach trip was supposed to be fun. It was Jake's birthday weekend, and we'd planned this whole day with about 10 of his friends. Everyone was supposed to drive themselves or coordinate rides beforehand. The morning of the trip, Jake got a call from Emma. Her car was in the shop and she needed a ride. No big deal, right? Jake said we could pick her up on the way. When we got to her place, she came bouncing out in this tiny bikini that left nothing to the imagination. She threw her beach bag in the back and climbed into the passenger seat of Jake's car. The passenger seat, where I usually sat. I was standing there like an idiot, holding my own beach bag, while she was already buckling herself in and adjusting the mirrors. Jake looked at me and shrugged, like this was totally normal. Sorry, babe. She called shotgun, he said with this awkward laugh. I squeezed into the back seat, feeling like a third wheel in my own boyfriend's car. The whole drive there, Emma was playing her music, talking about inside jokes I wasn't part of, and basically acting like I wasn't even there. When we got to the beach, things got worse. She'd ask Jake to put sunscreen on her back. She'd splash him in the water while I was setting up our spot. She'd lean against him when we were all sitting in the sand, talking about memories from high school that always seemed to exclude me. The breaking point came when we were all playing volleyball. Emma kept accidentally bumping into Jake, and at one point she literally jumped on his back during a play. Everyone was laughing, but I could see Jake wasn't exactly pushing her off either. After the game, I pulled Jake aside. Hey, can we talk for a second? What's up? He asked, but I could tell he knew what was coming. This whole thing with Emma is making me really uncomfortable. She's been all over you today, and you're just letting it happen. Jake rolled his eyes. Come on, don't be like that. We're all just having fun. You're being paranoid. I'm not being paranoid. She's clearly interested in you, and you're either too blind to see it or you don't care. That's ridiculous. Emma and I have been friends forever. This is just how she is. Well, this is how I am too. And I'm telling you it's not okay. We went back and forth for like 10 minutes. He kept saying I was overreacting, and I kept trying to explain why her behavior was inappropriate. Finally, I gave him an ultimatum. Look, I need you to set some boundaries with her, starting now, or I'm leaving. Jake stared at me for a second, then shook his head. Fine, whatever. We walked back to the group, and Jake pulled Emma aside.